The first route we're looking at today is an orange V6, V7. There are lots of those features around the gym right now, so this one has one of those in the route. It's very cool. So this is prior vacation, and there's a couple powerful static moves here to begin, and I do come off that hold right away. Did take me by surprise just a little bit. And I pop off once again. It's definitely surprised me. Did not expect to fall there. And once again, I am totally in awe. So get a brush here and just brush these off. I'm a little bit behind the gym schedule now, so a lot of these routes have gotten a lot of traffic, and brushing off the holds makes such a massive difference, especially when there is a lot of grease and grime on them. So from the start here, got these few beginning moves. It's a lot of tension, flexing the core, flexing the back, moving your weight off your legs. And then you move up to the feature here and hit the first hold. That feels really good. From there you got to get kind of a high left foot, and I would call this the crux here. It's quite a big move. The pinch is pretty great, thankfully. Snag that, I walk my right foot up, then boom, squeeze the bottom of that really big sloper, which is very cool. Get a foot on the feature, and really from here the route is pretty much done. So brushing really helps. If you're struggling on something, I highly recommend brushing off the holds. Makes them just like new again. I've been trying to focus on doing a lot of down climbing as well. I really recommend down climbing for two reasons. One is that it is good for your technique in the way that it helps you to shift weight onto your feet really well. The second one is for the tendons. As you pull and move your body downwards and it stretches your arm out, it's actually going to stretch the tendons as well. So moving on to the next route, this is a very cool one. It's blue V6, V7. If I had to call it, I'd say a little more on the V6 end. Had one pretty difficult move and some just kind of fun movement off slopers here. So just getting my beta. I always try and get my on-site attempts on camera. This makes it a little more interesting. It gives an opportunity to see the process. But boom, coming to that big sloper and matching that. This is the crux right here. Big move out right, snagging that. And then a very fun crossover. Walking your feet up and basically done from there. I just love what they've been doing with the features. It's really fun. Just adds a whole new environment to the wall. We have yet another blue V6, V7. This one I would say is a little more on the V7 end. I did work on this one prior to filming this climb. The beginning is quite tricky, and I had a really interesting beta. I actually wish I would have filmed it now. I did not use it in these goes, but I can explain to you what it was. So essentially moving up left here, and then getting a right toe hook in order to maintain core and body tension. I do come off there. Once again, this set is a little grimy. So just brushing it off. I do know what that one felt like prior as well, so here we go, chalk it up as well. Now that hold is looking beautiful. Just giving a little test there, making sure I can hang off of it. So the move up left, the right toe hook, the match. And here I go out left and use the feature. Then go up right. Now for whatever reason, when I was trying this beforehand, I didn't use the feature and I actually went up left to where my right hand went and then had to cross up. It was just a really crazy beta, but pretty cool because I had to compress with my left foot to get myself up there. Anyhow, moving to the top section here, it actually did not let up. It looks like it'd be just really easy to cruise this top section, but have a pretty small area to use on those top holds, and your foot is a bit high. But boom, pretty happy about that one. I did put some time into that beforehand and was unable to send it, so. And once again, just getting a really solid stretch in here. Been doing a lot of my warming up on the wall recently. Feels good. Feels like a natural way to do it. Trying to activate those scapulas. So I did not get a close-up. I apologize for that, but this next route is an orange V6, V7. It's a really fun route, just powerful, fingery movement. So moving out left to the first feature, stick that, and essentially you're working your way up the features here. So going left, and then you have quite a bad hold with a good thumb catch. I decided to drop knee and actually cross up and over, which was a little atypical, but I found easier. Then going left, and then you hit that side pull, get a foot up, and this is actually a dead point here. So a pretty big move. Boom, stick in that crimp. And then thankfully these last few holds are pretty solid. Sticking those. Just really trying to use the feet there properly. Boom. Got another send. That was a really fun route. We have now come to the very difficult V8, quite a solid problem. And this is still before vacation, so this is, I guess, in his prime, I guess you could say. Jacob Marzik out there. So it begins on two very slopey pinches, and it was actually pretty difficult to get a good grip on those. Your feet also kind of end up in a kind of froggy-like position where your legs are bowed out and you're on either side of that first hold. But truthfully, I couldn't even start this at all. Couldn't even get off the ground. Of course, I did brush it. Most of these were rather grimy. But even after getting those primed up and premium, it was pretty difficult to squeeze in. Then you had to pop up and grab the crimp. The crimp's rather good, but due to the position you're coming out of, it just felt a little bit awkward and difficult. So just giving it lots of goes. And there, from a better hold, you're seeing I'm able to snag it. And essentially, you move up to two foot chips that serve as your hand holds on that next feature. And just trying to get the start. It's hard. Once again, giving it a solid brush there. And thankfully, I'm able to stick it there. Move up to the feature. Here you'll notice I keep my feet widespread. That really helped to maintain body tension. And then you had to do a pretty big move out left, which actually ended up being a Gaston. So boom, sticking that again. Hitting the next hand. Trying to move my left foot down on that hold. So I can go out left for the next one. And there I actually stuck it, my left foot slid off. And one vacation later. So coming back about 9 days, I was up on an island for vacation, which was lovely. It's a really beautiful forested island. But I really didn't do much while I was down there, so I'm back. I'm sizing up this route, this blue V6, V7. This one was very crimpy. It felt extra thin, I'm sure, because I was back from vacation as well, but slapping a heel on there, make these first two moves. Moving out right once again, I switch that to a toe, cross over left, And this is where it starts to get really difficult. So at first I try and move my left foot up just because I felt like I needed to redistribute my weight somehow, but was unable to make the move from that position. So starting it again here. These first moves are quite doable. And boom, once again, it gets pretty tough here. So I ended up just going up, sticking it and pulling hard. This next move felt very difficult as well. Trying to bump off left. So the intended beta is definitely to use that undercling. So if you'll notice, not the hold that I moved my left hand to next, but the one I hit my right hand with right now. So the one above it is intended to be an undercling, but it didn't feel intuitive for me to bump up into it. I really just wanted to go up left, but I think they wanted you to do the undercling, so that didn't make either one of the holds you're on very good. A little sloppy there, feet popping off. It's pretty stubborn trying to use this beta. Sticking it for a second there. So I take the shirt off because, of course, that is it actually is a trigger. It does help me to climb harder. But boom, moving up here. Trying to make this beginning sequence smooth. I know exactly what to expect now. And I just go yet again for the same beta. I honestly just squeeze harder. Really crimp hard there. Get the right foot up. Thankfully, it's a great foot. Move definitely felt a little desperate, but that end hold is a jug, thank goodness. So that was a little challenging for me. Came back from the vacation, did not know what to expect, but I definitely felt pretty weak, especially my fingers, and I got very sore as well. But I had to give that one a few more attempts because it was coming down right after that. And if you were waiting on that blue route upstairs in the last episode, they also changed that one. I apologize. I was unable to work on it because I was out of town. It's a sweet climb. I wish that I could have had some more time to work on it, but there will be more amazing climbs, so do not even worry. But if it felt hard before, this one felt even harder now. Fresh back from the vacay. I did expect to get it just because I knew what to do now, but the body was a bit shocked coming back and getting right back into climbing. So moving on to a really fun V4, V5. This route is really cool. It has a very dynamic beginning and then a pretty static end. So it hits both spectrums pretty well. And just beginning down low there, I choose to cross over left to that feature, just for the sake of not matching and keeping it feeling smooth. Move out to these 3 orange holds here. And you can take your pick of where you want your hands, but the end result is you got to go out right, boom, to that. And I just kind of came off there. It's a little bit weak sauce. Didn't really just commit to cutting off my hands, and kind of committing to just the right hand on. But I just get right back on, get resituated. And this time I just go for just the right hand and stick it. Felt really sweet. This top section was not a breeze, though, surprisingly. Once you get that left foot up, feels quite a bit better. But you'll notice I brushed a lot on the other routes. I did not brush this one, and it felt a little slick, but can't make excuses. I just got to send. So thankfully I'm able to kind of maneuver my way through and top it out. And that will conclude the end of this episode. Before and after vacation was very interesting. Great to get that rest in there and rest my body. But thank you so much for watching. Have an amazing rest of your day. Stay tuned for some more amazing climbs on jaybirdTV. Much love. Peace.